Hey everyone, Cricket and Corky's Clubhouse here, just making a quick follow-up video. If you've subscribed and watched my recent videos, you'll see that I unboxed two Jills recently. I got a French Jill and then another Jill that I knew didn't work right out the gate. And this is her, as you see her. I showed you her eyelids are probably snapped off because they're not supposed to do that. So anyway, I went ahead, I had a little time tonight, so I wanted to go ahead and crack open and see what was going on. The other Jill, first off, the French Jill, you know, she had a lot of problems with her. She had yellow eyes. What I didn't realize in the video I made is that her finger was snapped off. Her leg is broke. I mean, she was a wreck on the outside. But on the inside, everything looked to be okay. The seller, it looked like they had attempted to mess with her and they put some of the screws in the wrong spots and there was missing screws, but I have been working on her, and here's her torso, and she is working now. I get a tape to play in her, but it's doing something weird where it just completely shuts off. So that means there's some kind of connection, like if I press at the batteries in the back, it connects again, so there's some wire loose. We'll figure that out. But so that Jill sold, and she was very pricey, the French Jill. She came with a bunch of tapes that didn't work. So I got her, and I even went back knowing that this Jill wasn't going to work, but I wanted to get her out of the hands of that seller. And, you know, you just never know. It's a gamble. And the reason I'm doing this is just to show you that I'm not saying that all sellers are untrustworthy. I don't think that at all. I think most time when you see, I've told you about Jill's being untested, quote. And I'm like, if you're selling something for several $100s, you're not curious to see if it works, like you didn't put any batteries in. So in this case, this seller did know what was going on because, like I said, they had been into them, but they didn't disclose the damage. They just said, oh yeah, she doesn't work. Maybe you can fix her. So I open her up, and we already know we got problems up here. Actually, while I'm up here, I'll show you. So not only did I realize these don't work, but this isn't supposed to, these aren't supposed to move. They're completely, so everything in there is just completely loose or broken. So I come down, open her up, and I noticed right away there was this issue over here. You see all that brown dirt looking stuff, and the speaker or the microphone that she listens to you, that was broke off. That's not a big deal, but when I got over here, I immediately saw this, and it's probably going to be harder to see on camera, but that, my friends, is a complete disaster of battery corrosion. So it looks like she has some corrosion in the back, but it looks like she was probably sitting or standing up, and those batteries leaked over time and leaked all down onto her cassette player. So everything at the top looks okay so far. I haven't really dug into her yet, but this is toast. You can't come back from battery acid. Especially, you see that down there, that's the circuit board. Like it's all, you can't really, it's not gonna focus, but you can't see underneath there. It's all corroded, green, rotten. That wheel is completely coming apart. So that this whole piece is garbage. Like it's nothing you can do with it. The only thing I could possibly do is salvage some of the, hopefully some of the gears at the top are working okay. So maybe that, like this white piece here, I can take that off, and I don't know, we'll have to see. This is an important piece. I can probably keep that as well. But yeah, that wasn't disclosed. I know they had gone into her because of the screws, and I think anyone could see the damage in there, but they did not disclose that. It also makes sense now. She came with the tape, and the tape has this like weird stain looking stuff on it, so I imagine that also got rained down on the inside, but somehow it protected the ribbon, but the case is toast. And then oddly enough, I noticed something else that was weird. I come up here and I'm like, well, you know, all right, maybe the head's not working, but you know, we love a good set of arms. So I immediately noticed this white wire was stuck way over here, and I'm like, that's strange. and then this gray wire is all over here by itself, and then there's nothing connecting in the two here, and I realized there's an entire wire missing. There's supposed to be a brown wire that goes from here over to here, completely gone. Like not anywhere in Jill, like it's just been ripped out, not non-existent. And I'll show you. Yes, I have 3 Jills out here. This is one of mine I'm working on. I use these, I have the luxury since I have so many. I use working Jills to test parts. So I tested the French Jill's circuit board and player first over here. But yeah, you'll see here, see there is a brown, there's 3, there's a brown one there, and it goes under. See how nice and connected those are and tight. And then you come back over here and yeah. So, it's not a complete loss. I have a friend that helps me with electronics, and I can probably get another brown wire and we can solder it on there maybe, but still, the point of all this, I knew what I was getting into. I knew that there could be problems, but it's just another warning to everyone out there. Please, 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 if you're going to buy a Jill, ask as many questions as you can. You know, just set yourself up that there's odds are she's not going to work. You just never know. And these aren't cheap. So, you know, I've usually, like I said, pay over $200, $300. So this Jill was over $300 plus shipping and tax. And imagine if you got this and it was your only Jill and you were super excited and you open her up and you realize that she's never going to work. So for me though, like I said, I've done this so much, I'm going to be able to go in here hopefully and salvage a lot of parts, but she's 100% going to have to be a donor Jill. Because the arms will have to come out until a later time. Oh, like screws falling out still. I haven't got into her head yet. Oddly enough, it feels like they haven't been in her head. So that makes me think that her eyes, and maybe this damage from the batteries, I don't think that was done from the seller. I'm not saying they broke her like this. I think that this was from a child. I think a child played with Jill, was pretty rough like children are, maybe pushed her eyes until they broke, pulled on her, like if her eyelids came down, maybe they held on to them until they snapped. Who knows? And then at some point they discarded her like trash and probably threw her in the closet, and because something didn't work on her, and they left the batteries in her. And she sat probably for 10 plus years, 20 years, who knows, and those batteries just ruined her. And that is a shame, but no worry, Jill, you will go to a good cause. Thank you for your donating parts. You're a good donor. She didn't come with her medical card saying she was a donor, but that's what she's going to be. So the legs are good. Her arms, there's some sun damage here, yellowing, but at least they're not broken. That's great. This can be cleaned up. This can be put back on. So there are a lot of parts here. The main thing I'm really hoping still works is the circuit board, because I don't have a lot of those. So that would be super swell if that works. She has an outfit. Don't really need any of those, but you know, why not? She has shoes. They're not the greatest, but they have shoelaces, so that's good. The French one, I think it was the French one. One of them I got. I don't know. She had one shoelace and then some weird black leather thing tied into the other one. But this Jill doesn't have her leg warmers, and that's unfortunate because I also don't have a lot of those. She does have her original hairbands though, or ribbons, so it's doable, you know, but this is just disappointing because, you know, I can fix a lot of things, but when you see something like that's over with. So, just to kind of show you, I mean, you've seen this before, but that's one that works. See, nice and clean. Everything's good. See how brown it is. The other one had that sickly green color. So she's in good shape. And if you've got this far in the video, this is a preview. This is probably the one that's going to be going up for sale. I pulled her from my collection. Her hair is already reset and done. Her face works. She just, for some reason, this arm is, it sounds like the band is slipping, so I'm going to have to unfortunately go back in there, which is a nightmare. But everything else works on her, so hopefully I can get her up soon because I'm going to be gone again in about a week. But that's all for now. Sorry, this video, I'm just doing it with my hand in my kitchen here, and I hope it didn't make anyone dizzy. But that's all for now. Just an update. Again, I'll say it a million times. I will stand on that hill. Just please be careful if you buy Jill. I know she's awesome, but just ask all the questions you can, before you invest that kind of money, because you could definitely get something like this. And if a seller is stating that it's sold as is, no returns, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do because you kind of went into that contract knowing that it may or may not work. So, all right, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, Jill.